If you're not precise, you didn't learn from me. If you're not consistent, you didn't learn from me. If you're trading without stop loss, you didn't learn from me. If you don't know why you're getting in a trade and where it's going, you did not learn from me.
Oh my God, Lynn, you're killing it.
All right, a very good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guten Abend, guten Morgen, depending on where you're watching me from. I'm taking this chance to welcome everybody to my stream. It's yet another day to make some dollars. It's yet another day to look at price, and I'm so happy to be here. Please confirm that you can hear me loud and clearly. Confirm on the comment section that if you can hear me. So as you join my stream, just take a moment and hit the like button. You also subscribe if you're new to this channel. Yes, as usual, I'm going to start with Dow from the high time frame to the lower time frame for confirmations. So let us see what we have today. So can I get some likes, guys? Let me get some likes as you join. 12 people watching. Can I get something like 12 likes so that our video gets suggested? So thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna start with Dow Jones. I trade ICT concepts. So as usual, we start from high time frame to the lower time frame. I'm going to be checking Nasdaq. I have a couple of friends who do crypto here. Welcome to my stream. So we have Jay, we have Anthony Ochieng, who was the very first person that tuned in. We have Jay Ombayo, we have the banker, absolutely. We have Faith. Thank you so much for tuning in. So please, you can tell me the pair. If you do these pairs, you can tell me the pair that you'd like me to look at. So I'm starting with US30 on the weekly time frame so that I frame my bias in line with the lower time frame. Yes, as usual. So there's something we say that when price, we have two types of liquidity, the external range liquidity and the internal range liquidity. For example, here I have this buy side liquidity around here, which was on the weekly time frame, and price, you can see price took out the buy side liquidity. So we said that when price is in a hurry to deliver liquidity on the in a certain level, it will leave behind inefficiencies in price. So what happens is the price will come back, fill the gap, and then continue with the trend. So what you can see here, we have a gap here on the weekly time frame. We have this fair value gap around here. This is on the weekly time frame. This is a weekly fair value gap. So how can you know where to react from? You need to use the anatomy of a fair value gap. You use the gun box, subdivide the fair value gap into quadrants. So you can see the price is reacting from the last line of defense. If you follow me, you know that this last line of defense is 0.75, and price has been going up ever since. So that is how I know from the high time frame I'm bullish. So I should focus on buying. And then with the concept of if the price is not feeling an imbalance, if price is not feeling an imbalance, it is clearing liquidity. So if price is not filling a fair value gap, it should be targeting the external range liquidity, which is internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. Internal range liquidity is a fair value gap, and then the external range liquidity is a highs and lows, highs stroke lows. So in this case, you can see price has filled this fair value gap, so we should be targeting the external range liquidity, which is this buy side liquidity in the weekly time frame. So that is what I'm looking at using the weekly time frame. So I dropped to daily time frame, see the kind of story that we have. So interestingly, also on daily time frame, we have the previous area of support, which is this order block. This order block, the price reacted from the upper quadrant, which is this order block you can see on daily time frame. So this is an OB, a bullish order block. The price is getting support from this key level. You can see clearly this is the last sell candle before the price went high, sweeping buy side liquidity, which is the break of structure right here. This is break of structure. And once break of structure happens, you know very well that what we have is a trend continuation. So once break of structure has happened, we want to see the price going to a discounted key level so that we can get support to the buy side. So coming back to daily time frame on the current price action, yesterday there's something interesting the other day before yesterday, there's something interesting that happened here. When you check the price, the body telling the story, we had the price taking out this day low and closing inside with the body. It means yesterday we should have been bullish and the price actually went higher from here. So now, in the spirit of power of three, the open high low close, the price had to do a manipulation. The price had to do a manipulation at a discounted key level, which is usually this week that we had here on daily time frame. You can see price actually came almost to the 0.75 of the last line of defense of this rejection block or the manipulation week, and price attempted to go higher. That was in yesterday's New York session. So in yesterday's price action, there's something interesting that happened here. The price actually took out the high and closed above with the body. It means this is the X day low, X day high. It means we should go higher. But if I want to see price going higher, I want to see price taking out a previous day high or a previous day low. This is how I do my top-down analysis. This is a previous day high, and then this is also a previous day low on the daily time frame. So previous day high, previous day low right there. So the price took out the X day high and closed in above with the body. That means today we should be buying. But also we have another key level right here, which was the new week opening up. Look at this. What happened is this gap, the price came actually and closed below with the body. It means we should have gone bearish, but you can see price went a bit higher and it's attempting to go lower. So I'm not trying to sell, but I want to maintain a bullish price action for now. So what key levels do I see on daily? If I want to continue higher, I want to see price taking out this previous day high first as break of structure so that I continue higher. So now there's no other key level that I can see right now apart from this rejection block as well. I have this rejection block on the previous day. So if we have news, I don't know if we have news today or tomorrow, I would like to see price maybe reaction from 0.5 or 0.75. So because price has not gotten it there, I dropped to 4 hours time frame. What do I have on 4 hours time frame? I had a one-sided delivery here. So usually we had a one-sided delivery or a liquidity void. You see, this kind of a void is usually a target. So you can see price attempted to come all the way up to here and fill the void, but left a fair value gap here with a high and has been attempting to go lower. So in the spirit of looking at what we have here, we had a consolidation around here and we had an advanced market structure shift, or what I like to call an inversion fair value gap. So if a top price should buy, it should be at least from this key level. This would be the only level I would attempt to buy from. If the price does not buy from here, then I cannot buy. You see, this is an inversion fair value gap on 4 hours time frame and it has got liquidity inside. This is the liquidity inside the 4 hours inversion fair value gap. So I mark this as sell side liquidity right there. So if price takes out this sell side liquidity inside the inversion fair value gap, I will start looking for longs. So as just to know where we're coming from or where what we have right here, we had a gap right here. You can see this gap. So now, just to know where to exactly react from, we want to see what price is doing. We want to look at, so we have this inefficiency around here. Look at this. The price actually came all the way up to here, up to this fair value gap. You see this fair value gap? So it filled the fair value gap, and that's why it's attempting to take out all these sell side liquidities. So this is another internal range to external range liquidity. So you see where the previous day high is where we have the previous day high is here, is it has got a fair value gap inside. So whenever price comes back to this fair value gap and takes out this high, I want to see another sell happening. And also here, if price takes out this sell liquidity and gets into the inversion fair value gap inside the right kill zone, I want to see price going higher. So again, we can use this consolidation as an area of support. So let's wait and see what's going to happen, because I want to see price probably going higher from any moment once it takes out this sell liquidity. So in 4 minutes, we're going to have the 9:30 delivery, and we're going to see what is going to happen. So if you've just joined the stream, please take time and hit the like button. If you're new to this stream as well, you can take a moment and subscribe to my channel. I always do these live streams every day, so don't miss out on the do not miss out on this. So so as we wait for 9:30 open, I want to see if we have any economic news right today. Today is on November the 6th. Today we do not have any red folder. That means it's gonna be a low probability day. Today is on 6th. Is today on 6th? Yes, today is on Thursday actually. And even tomorrow we do not have the first Friday of the week. We do not have the NFP. So it means today it's still low probability because the US government is still on shutdown. So the feds are not yet, you know how you know what that means. So let's continue, wait and see what's going to happen. So thank you so much for anyone that is tuned in. Please confirm to me that you're watching me and where you're watching me from. You can ask me to send actually greetings to your, you know this, you know how we do it. So I'm waiting for price to take out this sell liquidity in the next probably 3 minutes, and then we can see if we could buy from any moment. So let's wait and see. If we don't buy, if our setup doesn't form around the inversion fair value gap, then I have no business buying. I have to wait for extra confirmations. So on Nasdaq, I want to see what Nasdaq is doing from high time frame. So there's something interesting on Nasdaq. We have this fair value gap as well. This area of an inefficiency. The price action is actually the same. So the price actually came up to the last line of defense, 0.75 of the, look at this. This is 0.75 of the fair value gap, and price is actually attempting to go higher. There's a strong rejection from there. So I just remove all the diagrams, go to daily time frame, see the story behind. So I have daily time frame. I have the price taking out the low around here and closing body X day low right there, X day low, and closing the body above. So you can see price should at least now show the willingness to go higher. So if you're supposed to go higher, you want to see price probably coming to a 4 hours key level and reacting from the same. So which key levels on 4 hours do we have? We have this low inside a key level right here. We have a fair value gap around here. This is the only fair value gap that you can use as a target. The price will come all the way down up to here because this is an unfilled fair value gap. Unfilled fair value gaps are targets, you know that very well. And then I also have another inversion fair value gap around here. So I have a fair value gap and an inversion. So I can delete this one and mark the inversion is what makes that this one high probability. So if the price comes in here and forms a buy setup, I'm gonna take it. So this is equal lows. Actually, it looks like equal lows right there. So I want to see price digging deep inside this key level, and then we can go higher. So why is the price selling right now? Is because we reached a resistance key level, this order block. This is the last buy before the price sold. This is an OB, a bearish order block. That is why you can see price is actually attempting to go lower. That is the explanation why price is doing that. I've said if a price doesn't form a setup around here, I'm not going to engage. So coming back to US 30, you can see price has tagged the sell side liquidity and has gotten inside there. What I had told you, the price has taken out the sell side liquidity and is attempting to go higher. So I would have loved to see the price actually coming up to the 50% so that I can be sure of buying. So that is the sell side liquidity being taken out. Drop to 1 minute time frame and wait for my macro to come. So you can see price is actually attempting to go higher after taking out the. So this is what we refer to now as an inversion fair value gap right here on the confirmations. So the price is attempting to go higher without giving us an entry, but we don't trade until when price confirms to us. So this is a breaker. So let us see what price will do. This is an inversion fair value gap right there. Let's wait for price to see. The price is not actually giving anyone a chance. It has swept the liquidity and has delivered actually, this is close to 105 points. So if you're using your 0.1, probably you'd have made your money from that. So thank you so much for being here. We have my friend from Andrew Omuge. I'm watching you from Uganda. Happy to be here. Thank you so much. Always great analysis. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. So let us see what price will do. Price is actually going higher. That is 100 points aggressive entry from here to here. That's 108 points. So whenever you see price going aggressively like this, whenever it comes back, it's actually low probability because you want to see price being at least maybe less aggressive. So knowing that we don't have any red folder, that tells you a story, you know. So let us see what will happen. So this is an inversion fair value gap around there as we wait for 950 macro to come through. So I told you the price will take out the sell side liquidity. As I told you, can see the price took out the sell side liquidity and has rallied to the buy side. I think that would have been the same case with Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin, the price action is quite different. So this is what I told you, the price will tag into this sell side liquidity and go higher. And that's exactly what has happened. So let's continue. Let's check Nasdaq, whatever is happening on Nasdaq. If we have taken any liquidity around there, we are still coming down on Nasdaq. Nasdaq has not taken out the equal lows down there and has not yet tagged the fair value gap. I'm very curious to check what Bitcoin is doing because I was looking for longs, but I think the order block is pressuring is really strong. Let me show you something here with Bitcoin. So with BTC, because I have a few friends that do this pair. Once price came, this is the previous area of resistance. The price came all the way up to here and has been pushed down. You see, and now we have the same price action actually with US 30 and Nasdaq. I have this inversion fair value gap around here. How can you know that Bitcoin technically will go higher or lower? So if this area is able to push prices lower, just know that Bitcoin will not buy. It has not shifted bullish on 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, what we have is just an advanced market structure shift, an inversion fair value gap. I would have loved to see it take out the lows and go higher, but you can see this order block, the last buy candle before the sell is overpowering this one. When you come back to US 30, the same thing is happening. No, I mean Nasdaq. On Nasdaq, see for yourself, 100 right here. Nice. Look at the same thing. This is still the order block that is pushing prices lower. That is the same price action that BTC has. So you can know, that's how you know how to take trades from such places. So you can see price actually, we want price to come all the way down up to here. We know today we don't have any news, so we don't expect the best price action. So I've showed you the difference between these pairs. I think the analysis is just the same. You're getting resistance from here to the downside, targeting this and fill fair value gap. Let's go back to US 30 and see what price is actually doing. On 1 minute time frame, I told you whenever price does this kind of madness, whenever it shoots high like this, it's actually impossible to catch such trades because you would have loved to see price actually coming in here before shooting higher. But what it has done is it has taken out the liquidity and it has rallied higher without giving a chance of an entry. So also it is very important to note that the price has not filled the inversion fair value gap to the brim. Let me delete this breaker here. I would have loved to see the key level being filled to the 50%, but that has not yet happened. It has just grabbed the liquidity and has rallied to the top. So it would have been better if price actually went lower and reached 50% of this level, then probably go higher. But now what you can see here is price has rallied without a chance of an entry. So this could be a trap because price could come back and fill everything. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. We still have a lot of time to take read and see what is going to happen. So 28 people watching me right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have Canket. Oh my, Cantet. Do you use fair value gaps twice or just once? I can use them even 7 times. I can use them as many times. There are different types of fair value gaps. We have fair value gap, we have inversion fair value gap. When it becomes an inversion, I use it as an inversion. If it was the previous area of resistance, I use it like that. The other way, I mean, and then there is now the reclaimed. If it was a fair value gap that now turns into an inversion, and then the inversion now is violated, use it as a reclaimed fair value gap. I hope I'm able to answer your question according to what you've asked. So if you're new to this stream, please take a moment and please take a moment and actually subscribe. You can also take a moment and share this live stream among your friends. So you subscribe to my channel. Let's get some subscribers, guys. So that is it. Let's wait for price, see what's going to happen. I said I would have loved to see price probably getting lower to the 50% and probably going higher, but you can see price isn't doing that. So let's wait and see. This unfailed fair value gap is a trap. We do not want to buy from up here. But also we have another breaker in premium here. So I don't know what price will do because this is also a breaker. So the difference is taking a trade from this breaker from the top here is quite, this breaker from up here is in premium. So your stop loss is messed up. So you would have want to see taking a trade from down here compared to up here. This is normally a trap, you see. And then I've said the price has not gotten to the 50% of the inversion fair value gap. So that makes it low probability because I like referring to this one as an institutional re-entry. It's a fake, it's a trap, but the price can just decide to deliver. So let's wait and see. We take trades, but we take trades from 4 hours time frame. So it's still a 4 hours key level. So it's a H4 inversion fair value gap. So as we wait to see what price will do, let me check Nasdaq if it has filled the gap. I love to see the fair value gap used as a target. The price is actually is about to take out the equal lows and filling the fair value gap. Let's wait and see. I'm still maintaining a bearish price action on Nasdaq until otherwise. Until otherwise. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We have 32 people watching me right now. Can I get some likes? Can I get something like 32 likes, guys? Let's do a challenge. If you feel like this has been great so far, maybe explaining why price is doing this or doing that, take a moment and hit the like button. The algorithm will just suggest the video to other people. So I have 948 subscribers. So if you know you're that person that has not subscribed, do your thing. I have 15 likes. Can I get something like 27 likes? If you're watching me, take a moment and subscribe. So I'm not going to take a buy until when price comes to the required key level. Coming back to US 30. Yes, I've said I cannot take a buy even if it comes here. I don't feel comfortable buying because this looks like a trap. You see? This looks like a trap. This setup looks like a trap because the price has not reached the 50%. The 50% is normally the consequent encroachment, the best place to take a reaction. So, but this one here could be now a trap, or because it had got liquidity, it might shoot higher. But if it decides to come up to the 50%, it would have been better for me. So when I see this kind of displacement, this makes me not trust this thing right here, because it, yes, it's an intention, it's a breaker with an intention, but would have loved to see it come to the 50%. What price is actually doing here is it has formed a setup that is actually a trap, because this is just a low inside now at this key level. So let's wait and see. I hope Nasdaq as well as come to the level. Nasdaq is at those lows. Let's wait and see. We're waiting to see. Coming back to US 30, let me check 15 minutes time frame, see where price is actually coming from. So now, interestingly, because the momentum was bearish, look at what price does. You know, price is very, price ni very, very, very. I told you, when you have a one-sided delivery kama hii, the price will always come back. So what happened? The price took out the liquidity and filled the void that would have been your target so fast that you don't have any other target to the buy side. That is why I'm trailing you. I don't want to trust this buy as much as it has swept this liquidity. Okay? Because my target has already been filled up to the brim. So this buy could be actually a setup. It's I mean a trap. I don't call it a setup, because this would have been the target that I would have nini. So on 50 minutes time frame, interestingly, coming from the order block, let me explain something to you here. On 15 minutes time frame, there's something here. Once price reached this fair value gap here, so how do you know that you're bearish after price tagged the 50 minutes key level? I told you this is a trap. Wait and see. So after price reached the 4 hours, what do you call it, fair value gap, how do you know now you have confirmed that you're bearish? The price will come and do the same thing, an advanced market structure shift. Look at this. The price comes and violates this fair value gap, and it turns into an inversion fair value gap. See for yourself, inversion fair value gap on 50 minutes. So now, price will generate liquidity inside the key level. Look at the key level. This is the fair value gap on 15 minutes. The price will actually come and take out the liquidity. Price has come and has taken out the liquidity inside the inversion fair value gap. This is a turtle soup entry. We call this turtle soup. This is a turtle soup entry, my guy. So this turtle soup entry is when price takes out liquidity inside the key level now. So now when you see now that happen, price formed the first setup here. So if I drop to the lower time frame here, I'll find a 1 minute setup to sell. And then this one is just a retracement. So I want to go here to 1 minute and find that setup that formed. See for yourself. This is where the turtle soup happened. See for yourself. This is on 50 minutes where the turtle soup happened. So I delete this one and show you actually the setup that formed after price took out the significant level of liquidity. So after liquidity was taken out, after the turtle soup happened, the previous area of support was this order block. The last sell candle before the price went bullish, sweeping buy side liquidity. Once the price closed below it, it turned into a breaker block. So the breaker now, you can see price didn't come back there. Yes. But now there's another thing that you would have done. There's something we call the advanced market structure shift. After the price took out the high, you look for the previous area of support that is in most premium. So this order block is in less premium compared to this one. So this one is an inversion fair value gap. This is where you'd have put your entry and sold from here and target the lows. Where do you put your stop loss? Above the swing high, right here. Let me show you. This is a short position from here. And then you can have something like this, something like that. And then now target the lows. This is close to 100 and something pips. You see, this has been happening. Price has actually gone aggressively to the sell side, close to 150 pips. I'm guessing that because you can see, look, see for yourself. Price, that was a clean setup. That is from here to the low is this is something like 180 pips. That's how you pay bills in one trade in less than something like in a very short time. That is how you do it. So the guy I'm tagging right here is my graphics designer. So shout out to Great. So we have so guys, just hit the like button. I have Great Trades. Welcome. I have Kevin Loseku. Nasdaq has taken out the lows. Yes, that's interesting. So I've showed you how you'd have taken that trade. This actually was a very good trade. Look at this, risking something like probably 20 pips to the high. This is 15 pips. Let's say you even have a $100 and you want to do a full margin like Kenyan Prince. You risk $15 from here to here, and in just maybe 2 hours time, you have made $180. That is close to 20,000 shillings. That's how you make 20,000 shillings living in Kenya. You see, that's very interesting. So anyway, that is on 1 minute time frame. I'm trying to explain what has exactly been happening. Yeah, so let me go back to Nasdaq. So if that trade is actually enough, so the price has taken out the low, sell side liquidity, and has gotten into the key level right here, and the price has actually. But the problem now here, I have something like this is the inversion on 4 hours time frame. See for yourself. So the price has taken out the equal lows on the inversion, IFVG right there, and also has reached. See for yourself. This is how you do top-down analysis. Apart from having an inversion fair value gap, I also have a fair value gap around here. So if price doesn't buy, you see it has tagged the 50% at least. So I would have loved to see now the setup being formed. The setup has actually been formed. I have an inversion fair value gap down here. But unfortunately, let me tell you the unfortunate part. I have the previous area of support now being violated. Resistance is an inversion fair value gap. But now the problem is I have something that looks like a trend line liquidity, which makes the setup low probability. You see, this one now is what makes up the setup low probability. So possibly the price could come and actually do a stop punt, but this would have been the first attempt to buy. You see, you put your long position from here and then target the highs. If the price doesn't do that, you can do a second attempt. You see, that is how you do it. It's quite simple. This is not very hard science. Ini science kidogo sana. But what makes this setup low probability is the trend line liquidity. But at least all the conditions have been met, and we're going to have the what? We're gonna have the macro coming right through. So let's see what price will do. If the setup fails, we'll know that the low probability conditions was as a result of the trend line liquidity around there. Let us see if we'll get something like 100 pips from this setup. If it doesn't work out, no problem. We'll come back another day. We'll still try our luck. In any case, we don't have any red folder. So this is not something difficult. That's how you look at price. So that is Nasdaq for me. I would have loved to see maybe this trend line liquidity being taken out first before the setup actually plays out. So, but the macro is here. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. So this is where the breaker would have been, right here. If the price closes above here, you call this a breaker. The previous area of resistance now turning into an area of support. That is how you look at it. This is not organic chemistry. So coming back to Dow, let's see if the buyers happened. You see now it's generating equal lows down here because it has not gone into the 50%. It's quite unfortunate, but we shall see what's going to happen. So I'm going to remove all the diagrams on Dow as I wait to see what's going to happen. I still would have loved to see Dow go lower a bit before it buys. So that would have been the only attempt to buy until when it decides not to buy. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see if I have extra likes. Loseku says, US 100 has taken out the lows. Yes, we've said, but we've said that the price has also generated trend line liquidity. That makes a low probability. I want you to know that. We have, Loseku says, what if it forms a breaker? Yes, the breaker will form, but now the breaker will become low probability if it has got equal lows below it or if it has got trend line liquidity below it. You see? What Kevin is asking, what will that make a higher probability despite the trend line liquidity? I told you, see for yourself, Nasdaq US 30 has violated the setup. And I told you before, the breaker has formed, but it has violated it. You see, The same thing I'm telling you with Nasdaq. The break has been formed, or the inversion fair value gap has been created, but we have got trend line liquidity below it. The setup might play out, but it's still low probability because that's low resistance liquidity. I hope you understand. Trendline liquidity is part of the original consolidation. It's just like equal lows and equal highs. Those are very strong targets. And if you have strong targets below your setup, you'll get violated. So I'm going to check gold. So you can see this one has violated. See, I showed you something. This was a breaker. Now you see, this was a breaker. And the breaker has actually failed because the price, when you see this type of price delivering very fast like this one, I told you whenever price comes back, don't engage. This is a trap because price is feeling the 50 minutes. I told you, look, see for yourself. Price fill these levels that would have been used as our target. So you'll buy thinking that the price will go higher and the targets have been filled. That's how you know that these things are traps. So you can see the US that is going down. It might not buy or buy, but no problem. But at least it has gotten to the 50% of the level now. So we have the 950 macro right now. We have hit the 50%. Let us see what price will do. Probably want to see a stop and happening. So let me check Nasdaq. I said it's low probability as well. You can see now. See for yourself. Interestingly, see, I told you whenever you have this trend line liquidity, it doesn't look. See the breaker. There is someone that said the breaker forming. See, the breaker has actually formed. The candle closed above with a body. This is why your breakers fall. This is the main reason why your breaker will fail. If you have got trend line liquidity, if you have equal lows below your setup, your setup will always fail. I hope now you understand. That is how you know that it's a fake setup. That's I think now Andrew understands now. I think you understand. It's not about the 4 hours candle or anything, but that's how you know the setup will not work. So this is not very hard. You've seen the setup has failed, even with a breaker, even with a candle closure above. It's gonna fail. So let's see what's gonna happen. Still on 4 hours time frame. So you can see the order block is overpowering all these key levels. Let's see how far price will go. Probably on daily, let me look for another key level on daily. The other key level that could potentially push prices higher is this rejection block around here. So if we probably come up to 50% of here, we could buy. If not, we are not going to buy. This is the other key level that I would have loved to see. 50% rejection block. I think you understand. You don't just get into trades because price has formed a breaker. You'll get cooked. I hope you understand now. So let us see what will happen. I still want to see what price will do around this key level, around the fair value gap. So the 950 macro is here. It's mostly a trend continuation, but let's wait and see if we're gonna get a fresh setup or not. So if a setup forms now and if a setup forms and plays out, that's okay. Coming back to Dow, Dow is doing a stop punch right now inside the 4 hours. It has gotten to the 50% of the inversion, which is very promising. Let me check gold. What is happening on gold? Ian Noti has asked me to check gold. Yes. So I think now you understand why your setup will fail from time to time, despite having a breaker. The breaker will form when you have those liquidities down there. Equal lows, equal highs, trend line liquidity, those are very low probability. So I have 23 likes. Can I get something like, guys, can I get something like 40 likes? I know that 2 people are watching me, but I could get something like, 30 likes. Can I get 30 likes, guys? But I could get something like. So if a price doesn't form a setup, you don't have any business engaging. If a setup is not formed, You do not have any business engaging. You are currently from internal range liquidity, which is a fair value gap. So if you have not joined my community, you can take a moment and join with the link right there. So let us see what's going to happen. I think you see price now is not forming any setup. That tells you that now we do not have extra confirmations to buy. The macro is here. So that's it. That's simply it. Even Nasdaq is going lower. So you see now the last line of defense has been reached. So we don't have any business selling now until we have to wait for price to come lower to the next key level. That is how we do it. We follow the logic. We follow the logic. We follow the logic. We follow the logic. If you've not joined my community, click the link above there. There's a link on the comment section. You can join the community. It's not. I sent announcements there. I sent links there. Yeah. So that is what I'm looking at. I think I want to check something else. So that is what I'm looking at. The order block is currently pushing prices lower. You can see on 15 minutes time frame because the setup has not formed. This is now will be a target. See for yourself. This will be a target. You see this one now will be a target that we will use when we want to buy. But for US30 prices, actually, US30 prices has filled these 15 minutes. You see it now. Price has filled this void, so we don't have business on 50 minutes when it comes to US30. So we can't force anything. Remember, on US30 we are coming from is it US30? I think on 4 hours, yes, we are from a fair value gap. So probably you should take out so with the concept of internal range to external range, let me remove the fair value, the inversion. If we said if it's from internal, this is internal range right here. IRL, internal range liquidity, internal range liquidity. So the price now has to take out the external range liquidity, which is these lows. External range liquidity. That is how you look at it. That is why it's overpowering this inversion fair value gap. You can see the setup did not form around the required key level. I told you the first setup was a trap. How do you have known that it's a trap? Because once the breaker formed, it went very fast and filled the target that you would have wanted to fill when buying. So you don't have any other target. That's why you're selling now. I hope you understand. This was a setup that was a trap, actually. A breaker forming, even if there's a fair value gap with an intention, that's it. Simple. It's not. This is not difficult to understand. So let's see. This accumulation phase could possibly push prices higher. I don't know, but I'm just waiting to see. I also have something interesting here. As much as I have external range liquidity, I have another key level, which is the 0.5. So price has gotten to the 0.5 and it's not forming any setup. So the last line of defense is here. If no setup, we target the extreme lows. That is how you interpret price. So how to catch those trend continuations? It's mostly from 50 minutes time frame. So let's wait and see. If you're watching me and you have not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment and subscribe. Take a moment and subscribe to my channel. What is currently happening on US30 I've explained, and probably I could do that again. Once price filled the fair value gap on 4 hours, let me explain again. This was the fair value gap, internal range. We had a trend continuation to the sell side. So you drop to 50 minutes time frame. How will you confirm that you're bearish? This is the 4 hours fair value gap. So because the only key level that would have violated to know that you're bearish is this one and you can't wait for this one to happen, what you do is look for an advanced market structure shift, an inversion fair value gap, previous area of support failing, this one now. We call this one an IFVG right there. So the price will close below. Once it closes below, it turns into an area of resistance. Price does come back and goes below. Interestingly, the price knows that there are people who are selling from here. That is why it comes and does an inducement around here. This inducement, you are calling it turtle soup. Hope you understand. This is a turtle soup. This is a turtle soup entry. Let me just rename it. You can see for yourself, turtle soup entry right there. So now the price comes back here and goes below. See for yourself, price is aggressively dropping. These will be used as a target when you want to buy, guys. This one-sided delivery will be used as a target. Why am I saying that? Because the same thing actually happened on 4 hours time frame. You see, we had a void right here. We had a void here, which has been filled. That is the same gospel. This is not very difficult to understand. You can see even Nasdaq is actually very bearish. It has actually violated this fair value gap. Now I think we're headed for the extreme lows. That's why, because there's no setup that formed on Nasdaq as well. That would have been, and the only setup actually that formed had got trend line liquidity, making it low probability. And once we hit the next key level, there's no other thing. So that is how we do it. That's how we do it. So I have 23 likes and I have 31 people watching me right now. So, and I have 9. Can the last person just hit the subscribe button so that I reach 950 subscribers? Let's do that challenge. I get to 955 subscribers and I get something like 30 likes and a few more chats. You know what that does? It pushes the video and suggests it to many other people. So don't be selfish. Learn to, 26 likes and I have more people watching me. I think I've tried to explain what is exactly happening. So Kanket says, why does Nasdaq have a different H4, different close with US 30? The price action is actually different. It will never be the same, because I think it's quite the same, because on H4 we have an inversion, we have a fair value gap, and you had this accumulation down here. And when you go back to Nasdaq US 30, you can see the same thing is happening. We had an accumulation around here and the price had an inversion. I think the price action is quite the same. The difference is Nasdaq had got some order blocks around here and fair value gap, and US30 has got a fair value gap. I think you understand. So if this cycle comes to an end up to these extreme lows, that will be internal range to external range liquidity. Never be stuck to buy from a key level without extra confirmation. It doesn't matter if it's a 4 hours, it's a daily, as long as we have the right targets. These targets sell, there is a buy that is gonna come. Trust me. I've seen it many times. It's not gonna end. And I've learned how to avoid it, and I have learned to leverage over that. So Nasdaq is also coming to 0.5 of yesterday's week. That is what you're looking at, but it has violated all these key levels. So let's see what's gonna happen. This is an order block. Yes. So I have 949, guys. No, I don't trade US 500. I don't trade US. I don't even check for smart money technique. Please be informed that I don't check smart money technique. I don't use SMT for my reversals because I trade US 30 mostly. Yeah. So that is what we're looking at. Probably I could check gold today because I think there was yesterday there was a bit of, as we wait for price to deliver, let's look at gold, because Interesting. So when you come to gold, there's something here on gold as we wait to see what's going to happen. So on gold last week, we had internal range to external range liquidity. You see, we have this fair value gap pushing prices higher. There's this rejection block that is actually supporting prices higher at the moment. The price actually got almost to 0.75 and has been buying. So there's nothing on weekly that gives us bias, but you need to drop to daily time frame. Daily time frame, no bias. Okay, no bias because we don't have any key level around here. Coming back to 4 hours time frame and seeing today's price action, there are only 2 key levels that our price has reacted from. Even if you would have wanted to buy, there are only 2 key levels that price has done. So yesterday, as we had this order block right here, the price actually violated the fair value gap below it, turning it into an area of support. I think now you understand. The price closed above and actually came in and actually delivered to the buy side. You see? So this would be the only ideal entry that you would have used to buy. Even if we have a gap here, it's not, you cannot use it, but you also have a breaker right here now. This is another breaker. Those are the only 2 key levels I think I've seen on gold. This is for Noti. Noti was telling me that he wanted to see gold. I've done that for you. So let's go back to our pair. See so we are about to take out the external range liquidity on US 30. I want to check daily time frame, see what is around that place. We have taken out the previous day low. That's a liquidity level, so we could see the price is somehow buying or doing some retracement or probably taking out the lows. So this is PDL. The price has taken out a liquidity level around there. I have to wait now to see if price will take out the external range or form a setup and buy. So remember, you have some very nice targets to the buy side, a serious void. So I want to see price has taken out the previous day low. Let me see what price will do. I don't think it's gonna buy instantly because we don't have a stop hunt yet. But probably if it would have done a stop hunt, ingekuwa better to ijafanya stop hunt niko na inversion fair value gap. Let me see what's gonna happen. If price will come, usually you should buy from here, put a stop loss down here, but the macro is coming to an end, and this is not an A+ setup because I would have loved to see a stop hunt first. This would have been an ideal stop hunt, but mostly price sometimes will not do a stop hunt when you have this type of mini SH. Yes, right there. So it's better for price to take out the low first and then form a fresh setup. But you know, it can also buy from here, from the inversion. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. I'm checking Nasdaq right now. Nasdaq is also selling vibaya sana. I think Nasdaq has taken out, has reached 0.75 or the 0.5 and has got a setup. But now, oh my God, this one is tricky sana because we have equal lows down there. Yes, we have a setup, but tuko na equal lows. We have equal lows down here. So I'm choosing not to engage because also today we don't have red folder and tomorrow we don't have NFP. I hope you understand. That is what I'm looking at. This is just for educational purposes only. So this is we have equal lows down here and we don't have a stop hunt as well. We would have loved to see price taking out these lows first and then forming a fresh setup. Stop hunt. So any setup, the high probability breaker forms after a stop hunt has happened. So a stop hunt means if a liquidity has been taken out, you need to wait for a stop hunt to happen. This is a fake, like calling a fake move and then price raiding the first people to buy after the key level, and then you wait for a fresh setup. Even US 30, I think I would have loved to see price doing a stop hunt first before it goes higher, because when you buy without a stop hunt, it's low probability. But you can see I think US 30 is trying to buy from that level. I don't know, but usually what you should do is have this one here But now we don't have a stop hunt yet. That's unfortunate. So let's take read and see what's gonna happen. Let's take read. This one does not have a stop hunt. So I'll write something here: a high probability breaker or a high probability breaker or a high probability inversion fair value gap forms after a stop hunt. No stop hunt. So let's step read and see. I don't want to forget that we don't have a stop hunt, but we've taken out the previous day low. We want to see if price will give us something like 100 pips or so, because I said on 50 minutes we have some very nice targets. This one, this void up to here, upper juu, price will come up to here, I'm sure. Hata kama sio saizi. So I'm waiting to see what price will do. But unfortunately, price has not done a stop hunt. So this usually is the breaker. We will see at the end of this if price will deliver without a breaker, without a stop hunt, or it will violate the setup. This is for education purposes only. I don't want you to get very confident and get into a trade without and also remember, I'm not going to tell you to take trades with me. This is for educational purposes only. There's no stop hunt right there, but we have the previous day low being taken out. So that makes it, I've seen this happen many times. So let's see if price will deliver without a stop hunt. 31 people watching me right now. So thank you. Mzito Kevin Kuria, vipi bana Mzito? Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Mzito, hebu subscribe. I need 950 subscribers, man. So pigia subscription mara once, man. Nifike 950, man. Ama ni aje Mzito? Kev Kuria, man. Mzito, my good friend from X. So I've explained we don't have a stop hunt, so that means it's not an A plus. But regardless of a stop hunt or not, this is just for educational purposes only. I hope you understand that. Let me get to 950 subscribers, guys. Just mtu mmoja tu afinye hiyo subscription. Nifunga leo stream na 950 subscribers. Utakuwa umenijenga mbaya sana. So that is what I'm looking at. So you can join my community using the link there if you've not joined. Take a moment and join that link. I always have good stuffs for you. So let me check what Nasdaq is doing, if it is attempting to do a stop hunt or not. So remember, the setup will form, but the stop hunt is most important. So the key level that this pair has reached, Nasdaq has actually reached, what do you call it? 0.5 of the rejection block, but we don't have a what? 0.5 of the rejection block. That is the key level I was looking at. The only key level I would buy from. But now the setup does not have, it doesn't have a stop hunt. So it makes it low probability for me. I don't trust it because I have seen this happen many times. So if a stop hunt happens, then I'd feel more comfortable engaging. Even Nasdaq US30 I'll not engage because there's no stop hunt. I don't have a stop hunt. So the breaker is here, but I don't have a stop hunt. So I'll wait to see what price will do. Most probably it's supposed to violate this setup and then form a fresh setup, because a high probability breaker or a high probability inversion fair value gap forms after a stop hunt has happened. The same thing I told you, whenever you see these type of breakers happen like this is a breaker that happens so fast and delivers to the key level that you'd have wanted to engage without you, breaker. If you see this happen, always know it's a setup, it's a trap. The breaker forming and delivering to the key level you'd have wanted to target. That's how you know. And then also on Nasdaq, there's something else I showed you. A breaker forming and it has got trendline liquidity. It has got trendline liquidity and it has also got, what do you call it? We had an inversion fair value gap here. See for yourself, an inversion fair value gap right here. So yes, the inversion has formed. That's how you want to see. And also it formed a breaker. See, this was a breaker. But also the price formed at something like a trend line liquidity down here. This is what makes this setup low probability. Trust this. Okay, it doesn't matter if this candle was at exactly 950. I hope you understand. That's how I like looking at it. You need to know when price will actually fail. This setup does not have a stop point. That is how the breaker will fail. I think you've seen this many times happen. And now I think you understand why that will happen. Ai bwana, mtu mmoja afinie subscription. Wewe bili kwanza wewe. Hebu talk to guys in 950. Jeez. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the 950 subscribers. 50 subscribers remaining now, we get to 1,000. So remember, we've walked this journey with you people for 3 months now. I've been doing a live stream here every day. You can see the stop hunt has happened now. The stop hunt has actually happened, but the macro has come to an end. This is what I'm calling now a stop hunt. The price will form a fake setup for you as much as it's in a macro, and then come and leave equal lows down here. I told you about equal lows. I think you remember, because you see this low is below this one. So it means these one are equal lows. I think those are two instances where you've seen price doing whatever I've told you. Price will always violate such key levels. And I've seen it many times. I have seen it happen many times. So let's see what price will do. Let's wait for the next macro. Probably 1050. Let's go back to US30, see if the stop hunt has happened. So US30, I think it's buying without a stop hunt. Let's wait and see if US30 will deliver something. Remember, this is just for educational purposes only, not even entertainment purposes. I'm not here to make fun. So thank you so much. Can I get some engagement, guys? Say something on the comment section. There are people watching. Can I get something like just any silly comment on the comment section? That helps to make the live big. The 30 people. Can I get something like 30 comments? Bwana, mimi naitisha prize hapa manze. See you guys. Anyway. So the guy I've pinned, the Great Trades, is my graphics designer actually. He has designed some things for me. So if you want to get something designed for yourself, you can contact me and I can talk to him. We have this guy called Billy. Billy Bwana. This guy is so dark, but he has got an English name. Billy is a very good photographer. So shout out to Billy. So that is what I'm looking at. LV Smoker and Danny. Yes, that's what I'm saying, guys. Can I get some likes? You can say something on the comment section, guys. We have Ghost Maximum Concepts here. Stop hunt na trendline liquidity is a new thing I have learned. Thank you so much, Ghost. We have Andrew Omuge says, today Nasdaq and US30 has been playing hide and seek, but patience discipline keeps us in shape. Thank you so much, Andrew. Those are the kind of comments I want to see. I have Ghost Maximum saying, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're watching me right now, drop a comment. If you're watching, the 30 people watching, I'd love to see like 30 comments. Cantet. Oh my God. So thank you so much. Let's continue watching price. So pants on US30 it's trying to go higher. It's delivering to the buy side. Remember, the liquidity level that was taken out was the previous day low. I remember we have some targets on 50 minutes, 82 points. If we get to 100 pips, guys, I'll get more subscribers, 10 more subscribers. If I get more pips, if I get to 100 pips, I hope you guys give me some oh my God. Watching live. I know sometimes people may not have anything to say, but I always have something to tell you. So probably you shouldn't lack something to tell me. So you can also, if you want to, I also accept, I think if you learned books, there's a book known as Caucasian Chalk Circle. There's a guy that was known as Nasdaq. He says, I accept. So personally, I accept. And this is what it means. When you check the comment section, we have 3 emojis. You might decide to send some lions right here using something that looks like a dollar. That money will come to me. So I accept. And if you want me to pin your comment, I can actually, you can send something that is known as super thanks or super chats. I can actually make you famous in my live stream. Just like, you know, this guy, John Alomo. Shout out to John Alomo. I don't know where he is today. So I can always pin your comment. So Andrew Muge says, always a pleasure catching up with you on these YouTube live streams. We learn a lot. Thank you so much. Let me actually pin this comment now. So for example, in today's stream, everybody will know Andrew Omuge. You see, that's how I can make you famous in this live stream. You know, next year will be a very big live stream, guys. You know that? So this is the thing. We will be having 3,000 people watching us. 3,000 people watching us. And imagine you can become famous every day here. You just have to send money there. So I said we have some very nice targets on US30, and currently we are at 100 pips. So I think I've delivered 100 pips just with the concept of liquidity being taken out. I think Nasdaq is also delivering very well. You can see the inversion fair value gap has been created, and price has actually now formed a breaker. I think this is a setup now. You can see price has actually come back here. After the stop hunt has happened on Nasdaq, I think a breaker has formed, and also the price is actually going to the buy side. Remember, we also have targets on Nasdaq. The macro could be 1020 to 1040, but let's see what's going to happen. Not the best macro that I like to trade, but I'll just trade and see if I can get 100 points on Nasdaq. So from the inversion fair value gap, we also have a breaker. So this is a breaker block around here. So you can use this for your studies, guys. This is a breaker. Jesus Christ. Yes. You need to send super thanks to me. Super thanks. I'll get those dollars. And I'll get motivated sometimes. Yes, I do this without expecting anything, but I don't mind. So 31 people watching and 35 likes. This is so amazing because the first thing is I have more likes than the viewers I'm having. So it means we are doing very well. So next year I'm going to launch my series model. It's called the Dracarys model. So I'm going to do that. So we have Wayne Powell, dangerous weapon. Thank you so much. It's called the Dracarys model. Trust me. Dracarys model. So I'm going to be launching my Dracarys model. So I think we've had 100 pips from that key level. I think also Nasdaq is delivering very well. I think now I told you this was stop hunt. We had equal lows down here, and Nasdaq is also delivering very well from the inversion fair value gap that I marked. So 79 pips so far. We're gonna get 100 pips. Already US30 has delivered 100 pips. So let me get some likes, guys. Let me get some likes. US30 is doing, look at that, guys. Don't you see that? This is how many pips? This is 158 pips. So the thing is, the key level was the previous day low. I said I have targets on 15 minutes time frame. I told you the price will come all the way up to here, and price has done that. I think that was a good call. Let me get some likes for that. Let me get some more subscribers for that. Oh, that was a good call. I told you the price will fill the fair value gap to the brim, and it has done that. So now I think now it's okay for price to continue lower, which is okay because it has done that according to how we'd have wanted to see it. Price has delivered very well on US 30, filling the void on US 30. So that is what USDT is doing. It has filled the void. So you could see now price coming down. That's why you're seeing the price is actually coming down because it has filled the void on 15 minutes time frame. That's why you cannot trade without targets. Once you have targets, you know what you're gonna know what you're gonna do. So even this one has got more targets. You see, we could come all the way up to here. I think Pepperstone, I think Nasdaq has also offered something like 50 pips from the inversion. So that's what I would have loved to do today. Thank you so much. That is, I think Nasdaq has gone 77 points. That's okay. That's okay. I think that's a good call because Nasdaq is less volatile compared to US 30. So I think I would call this a success. So thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, thank you so much.
If you're not precise, you didn't learn from me. If you're not consistent, you didn't learn from me. If you're trading without stop loss, you didn't learn from me. If you don't know why you're getting in a trade and where it's going, you did not learn from me.